Hey, what's up? Today's video is going to consist of a pool noodle, a potato masher, a Spider-Man frisbee, some PVC pipe or hose or whatever, some string, some parachute dudes, and a 360 camera. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to come up with a way to be able to film myself landing and taking off without having a camera crew, because most of the time I'm going to be flying by myself. So this is going to be really interesting and a lot of fun to build. Okay, the idea here is that I'm going to have my 360 camera mounted inside of this potato masher. And the way that these 360 cameras work is as long as whatever you have like for a mount like this is in between the two lenses, you can't see it, it disappears. So this is gonna work perfect for that. You can see how it lines up and it's in between the two lenses. So I'm gonna take all of these parts, including the pool noodle, and I'm gonna build a contraption that I can toss my camera from my paramotor, let it land on the ground so that when I come in for a landing, I can film myself, and then I can do the same thing when I launch. So I'll already have it set up, and then I'll take off, and then I can loop around and hook it with my foot and then grab and pick up the camera again. How rad is that gonna be? So the first thing I'm gonna do is try to get the 360 camera mounted to the potato masher in a way that works, and I have a really good idea, so let's see if we can make it happen. So I flattened out the bottom of this just to help with me mounting this 360 camera a little better. So I managed to get this 360 camera inside this potato masher, and it fits really good. I'm just gonna turn it on here and we'll see how well the 360 camera works inside this frame, and if the frame's gonna be in the way or not. If it is, I'll have to modify it, but we'll see how it works. Here we go. It's on right now, and this is just a quick test video. How's it working? I don't know, I can't see, but I think it's gonna work awesome. See how you can't even see the handle? You might be able to see just a little bit, but I can probably shave some of the handle off so it's not so thick, and we're gonna be golden for the next step of our project. I forgot to mention the reason why I'm using a 360 camera. For example, if I was using like a regular GoPro and I dropped it down where I was about to land and it was pointing the wrong way, I'd basically be screwed. But because I got a 360 camera and there's a lens on both sides, it captures everything around it 100% of the time. And when you're in post, when you're editing, you can point the camera to whatever direction you want. So that's why the 360 camera is super important for this project. Okay, next I have to mount the 360 camera to my Spider-Man frisbee. This is essentially gonna be the base. So when it lands, it's gonna land just like this. But I would like to raise this up slightly and give it a little bit of a cushion, maybe like some suspension, I guess you could say. And that's what I'm gonna use the pool noodle for. So I'm gonna use a pool noodle as a spacer inside of there. Okay, this thing is starting to shape up actually really well. Let's do a little test run. I'm just gonna throw it and see which way it lands. The other thing I forgot to mention is the reason why I use this potato masher is because it works perfect to protect the 360 camera in any way. So it can fall like this or like this or like this, and we don't have to worry about the lenses getting scratched. That was a huge concern. I'm probably gonna turn this into a chase cam as well, so I'll make another video about that after this one's done. Okay, I'm just gonna toss it onto this grass here and see what happens. I'm gonna have a parachute hooked up to that. That's the next part of this build, but we'll see. The parachute's supposed to keep it vertical, but the big frisbee on the end is supposed to do the rest by basically leveling it out when it hits the ground. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. I'm gonna give it a bit of a spin. Actually, maybe just to keep it vertical. Oh yeah. Ooh, I don't know if I like the way that that's sitting. It still might be okay though. That's the beauty thing about the 360 camera. Actually, I might modify something. Okay, after seeing that first test, I decided to switch out the material from that to this. This is like corrugated plastic. I don't know what the heck you call it, but this is gonna be a lot stronger and it's still light. I was just gonna add them together, but I don't want this thing to be any heavier than it has to be. So we're just gonna switch it out to this thing really quick. It'll take like 2 seconds. 1, 2, done. Check it out. I think this is gonna work. Let's go test it out. Oh my God, this is not good so far. Okay, that wasn't bad. I have a little bit of faith in this project now. So obviously this thing is built up, Obviously this thing is built upside down. You would think that it would like want to come down like this, which it does want to do that. But that's why I have these parachute dealies. Okay, this is what I have so far. It's heavier than a freaking brick. So I think I might cut the corrugated plastic out a little bit just to lighten it up. Okay, I removed a bunch of material and it feels so much lighter now. Plus, I think it's gonna fly through the air a lot better having these parachutes on the top now. And now we can build a recovery system. It's basically just a loop to hook my foot through when I'm flying by to come pick my camera back up. So let's do that. Just have a look at this bizarre contraption. It looked really good in my head, and I have some doubts about it now, but my predictions for this thing, it's gonna come down way too fast, and it's gonna crunch the base and potentially rip my camera right out and crack the housing. But it could work just fine. But I think first we should take it and just hand throw it and just kind of get a feel for how this thing's gonna work. So unfortunately my paramotor isn't quite ready to fly yet. So I have a buddy that has this commercial drone license and we're gonna drop it from his drone. So let's head out to the park right now and see if this thing works. So it legit starts to rain right when we go to test this thing out. I hope the rain lets up a bit. I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, here's the deal. It is ugly out here. It is windy and stormy and rainy, and I don't know if this is gonna work. And I was gonna call it off, but I really want to see if this thing's gonna work. So I think what's gonna happen is you can see how much of a pull is going like horizontal, and even if this thing does fly really well and it comes down and it would land nice and flat, I think the chutes are gonna pull it over anyway. But I kind of want to just see how fast this thing descends, so we're gonna shoot it up as high as we can go, and then release it and see how well it comes down. That didn't work so well. The wind is way too strong, and we're having a hard time getting it straight up in the air. It's kind of disappointing because I really wanted to get this video done, but if you have a look at this thing right now, it's just like a freaking mess because we couldn't get it to come down straight. There's too much wind. It's like 25 kilometers an hour right now. I would never fly in this much wind, so it's kind of a bad test. So hopefully we're gonna fly with better weather next time and get better results. Okay, so we made it back to the garage. Now this was a really cool concept. I don't know if I'm actually gonna use it very often, but it was a lot of fun. I love creating stuff, makes me feel young again. Basically like arts and crafts. But next time I fly and it's really nice weather, I'm gonna test it again. But for now, that's what we're doing for this video. I'm not gonna try it again. We're just gonna close it off here. So thanks for watching, guys. And if you like that, hit that like button. And if you wanna stick around, consider hitting that subscribe button. We'll see you guys on the next video.